This is the secret will change your mindset about applying after 12th or apply during the 12th.
If you're in your 12, that's the time to apply because what we need is 10, 11, and your predicted grade. So we don't need the final worksheets.
Julia Dudnik is a representative for UMass Boston, helping students explore opportunities and academic pathways. With her expertise, she guides applicants through admissions and beyond, ensuring a smooth transition into university life.
Like what are the parameters you are looking when you are giving admission to the undergraduate students?
We'll look at the English proficiency test because that's mandatory, and also
Hey guys, this is Darshan Shah from DVivid Consultant and Abroad Grand Guru. How are you all? Today I have an amazing guest on my podcast, Julia. She is a representative of UMass Boston, and we are going to ask her lots and lots of questions about UMass Boston because UMass Boston is a very popular university in Gujarat, specifically Ahmedabad and Surat. So students, if you are planning for study abroad, specifically in USA, this is the must watch podcast for you. And if you are parents and if you're wondering, are looking at the ethical informations, are looking at the correct informations, the guideline, the requirements, how's the housing over there? I think this is the must watch podcast for you. And this podcast is for everyone who are planning for abroad education, because we are not just covering the UMass Boston. We are asking her lots and lots of other questions which might help you in your future journey. Hi, Julia. Welcome on my podcast.
thank you very much for having me, Darshan.
Thank you. How are you? How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you so much. Okay, started.
Can you tell me about UMass Boston? Like, what are the top 3 popular programs UMass Boston has it?
Of course. So, like I said, today it's my privilege to be here with all of you today. And I've been working with UMass Boston for a long time, since like around 2018, with sending students to study computer science. I did say it's still, the top program with us, but because of the curriculum, because of the faculty profile on the undergraduate level, we have amazing psychology program. We have a very good biology program. UMass Boston is very famous for environmental sciences. Given, the sustainability conversation, the climate change, it's a hot topic. And we have lots of resources because that's where we are, the Boston Hall, yes. And, access to actually handle like practical experience as well. But also business analytics, IT program, and we have a fantastic MBA with a flexible structure, courses, and the costs.
So, wow, that's a great and amazing information. I think Julia, she has given all the information in first speech only. So, if you are planning for study in US, if you are planning to study in UMass Boston, comment UMass Boston into chat box and we will provide you entire detail. Now, the question is that what are the top 3 popular courses in UMass Boston Indian students are taking in your experience?
Well, based on what I've seen, and again, I've been, I had a privilege to travel to visit so many times, so visit to Gujarat, Delhi in the north part as well as the south. And UMass Boston is the well-established brand, public research university. And the courses that my students were applying for undergrad, again, computer science program, computer engineering program, were those the students are interested because, again, the course structure includes like machine learning element, AI, which is a big my thing as well, like cybersecurity, etc. As well as, we had students who studied psychology. One of my colleagues who graduated from UMass Boston, he works with us, right now she's actually in India, but it's in Mumbai. She studied psychology program, did a fantastic research internship opportunity presented at Harvard University with thesis on the undergrad level. Her brother studying computer science, and I have kids always, applying for science-based program like biological sciences, chemistry. So, but UMass Boston again has other fantastic degrees also in like an exercise science and a College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, environmental sciences programs are also a huge focus.
Okay. So, do you provide the environmental science in undergraduate as well.
Yes. So yes, that's a Bachelor of Science degree that is available.
That's a STEM or non-STEM program.
That's not a STEM program, but there are still, opportunities that are growing with this check the assessment with this element. And I can double check, always with them, with our student the like services team, if you know about the STEM designation, because things may change. How the STEM course and designation decrease, might change year by year. So we can definitely.
Right. So I think this content and this question is for all the 12th students. Currently, lots of ES students having their 12th examinations. And
Right.
yes, and lots of India students are medical aspirant. Also, they are doing the PCB, that is physics, chemistry, and biology. Now, if they would like to join UMass Boston, or if they would like to apply to UMass Boston, which course they can opt for it? Because in India, they have that PCB without maths. Can you give me a 2-3 course where they can able to apply?
Definitely. So I would suggest again courses around biological sciences, chemistry, like a biochemistry. We have fantastic engineering programs, information technology program. But for students with that background, I think something related to science, the bio sciences could be really good, which is also like one of our top programs is a psychology program. And environmental science, we can actually look into that more. There is more interest from kids these days. So that the good thing about the undergraduates can draw file that basically they can apply to any major without separate, because we have that flexibility in the United States that the kids can they have 4 years to explore, take erotic subjects, and then move into more specialized subjects or their concentrations like specialization. And they can also take, minor courses outside of UAH.
Wow, wow. I think that's a fantastic information, students. If you are studying in India and if you are in 12th PCP, then if you like to apply to UMass Boston, just comment UMass Boston into chat box and we will provide you entire detail. And this all program are the STEM program. Now, another questions I have, lots of students from India are thinking about the medical, right? And they would like to become a MBBS, they would like to become a doctorate, or they would like to be go in the medicine. Does your university provide any private courses for those kind of students?
Definitely, with UMass Boston, you can apply with us, enroll into the science major. Like the best majors for your degree in medical field, or if you're thinking about, going to the medical college, you can basically study any major in the United States as long as you can pass the medical college assessment test, where a CAT exam, then enter the graduate school, medical school on the grad level. That, it's an opportunity, of course, to become a doctor, which is fantastic, but it's a long journey, lots of commitment. And the science majors are the best for that because they cover sort of those foundational courses like molecular biology or general biology, cell biology, and then, physics, chemistry also be good part of that. We have a very good program in for mathematics, statistics, the computer science and mathematics, statistics. And also sort of it doesn't limit you to apply to the science courses. Again, as long as you're capable of that, doing the EPCOT exam and have a certain, result, achieve a certain, score of that, which we qualifies in for that you'll be just fine. But UMass Boston, just one thing to add about the opportunities when it comes to medical thing. We have lots of research partnership. One of the prestigious research partner that we have is the Dana-Farber Cancer Center, Harvard University. That's an affiliation. UMass Boston has that prestigious research partner, and that's a main, institution also that is lots of research regarding, regards to the cancer therapy and the studies. So that's something that definitely the students who are interested in the medical component or the medical careers can benefit from a undergraduate.
I think that's amazing information because no one is saying anything or no one is guiding anyone regarding the medical in USA. I think this is a fantastic information you just shared with most of all of them, our students and the viewers. So if you like to apply to pre-med courses or related to pre-med courses in USA, comment you must Boston into chat box and they will provide you entire detail. Now I have a upcoming or same questions you can say about the question I have. Can you tell me the entire process to become a doctor? The like you many see, right? What is the entire process to become a doctor in USA?
So it's there, again, a lengthy process, lots of commitment. But if we put it like, if we break it down into like stages, years. So we typically students starting at the undergrad level, choosing the science major, which is the recommendation, like I said, because you will cover the most, important and foundational science subjects. Like their components, those subjects that will be included in the MCAT exams, which is pretty much, biology, physics, chemistry. Mathematics also will be sort of, portion of that is possible. So your whole year will be, again, there is no such a major as like, doctor. Yes, in other class. Yeah, different from other majors. So you do a science major for 4 years, and then up to you. The world is your oyster because you can either go to the masters, complete your maybe more like a specialized masters in like and focus on research communities, so like research laboratories, work with that research analytics, like more involved into the non-medical component without working with patient. But if you really want to become a doctor, like cardiologist, neuroscience and something like that, so you need to then proceed with the graduate medical degree at the medical schools or medical college, and then just be up to like another like 4 5 year of like a single year license practices bit. So we're looking at the timeline of like 9 10 years, ideas. The medical college assessment test is basically, it's a very comprehensive examination, and schools like UMass Boston will provide you with the resources, of course, so to prepare for that. And your GPA is the key to your success. Everything that we know related to opportunities, then, so at a graduate school, so GPA, the medical college MCAT test result, interview, reference letters from your professors, like that, uh, the personnel, the staff, the faculty staff that you've been working with. So yeah, but again, I think it's a win-win situation when you choose that sort of field, and if you change your mind, there will be still opportunities for you to work with that step field, statistical engineering, maths, and it's like these programs are STEM approved, like biology, chemistry.
Wow, that's a fantastic information. Thank you for sharing this amazing information because right now the lots of students are doing 12th examinations.
March, right? That's the example you see. Yeah.
Every planet, and then after completing the 12th examination in PCB, they are always in confusion whether I can do Master India or maybe I can try abroad. I think this is the best way, and this is the authenticate informations coming from the UMass Boston representative, and she's in US, she based in USA, and she know all the process about to getting into the medical. I think this is the best information you are getting right now. If you like to apply to medical, comment UMass Boston into chat box and they will give you entire details. Now I have a questions about, did you guys provide the law DP?
So UMass Boston, we don't have that program, but there have been multiple course universities where you can look at this sort of like the law degree structure with the law schools. If there's any ties with the law school, because again, with the law degree, you can study like maybe political science major, say, or international relations major, or even could be science major as well. But then if you're thinking about being a lawyer, you need to pass the bar exam. I mean, you need to get into the law school, passing the LSAT exam. And that depends on the state, depends on the, like a state requirement, because it's very much like, yeah, like cash burn it, the taxes, maybe all this speech or match those years, because that would be particular to that state.
Right. So let's get back to the same UG program. Like, just give me a English language requirement for UMass Boston for UG geography?
Great question. Yeah. So again, US Boston has been accommodated like many students, an undergrad level, quick admission process, English proficiency test. We can accept IELTS, and we just need 6.0 overall. That's our direct entry admission requirement for undergrad kids, and also we can accept TOEFL. We can accept Duolingo exam. So 105 on Duolingo, at 80 on TOEFL for undergraduate students. So there are a couple of more exams that you also look at, but
Do you accept PTE?
PTE academic will also accept. And so ITEP exam is one of the exams that we can also move back, yeah, and accept that.
Okay. Now the question is that the TOEFL home-based examination is accepted or not.
So TOEFL home base, I'll double check for you. To my if I remember correctly, we might be able to accept it, but I can double check to sure reconfirm.
Okay, no problem. Students, if you like to apply to UMass Boston, then comment UMass Boston into chat box and we will provide you entire information about the which language test university accepting and what will be the minimum requirement. Now the question is okay. Now, okay, in lots of students in India, they are planning for bachelor degree in US. They always have some misconception that if they can give SAT examination, uh, they will get full funded scholarship. So, what is the truth behind that?
Correct. So, great question. Again, these days the reality is that SAT's examination is not mandatory to international students. Wait, though, and there are multiple reasons behind that. But it's been there for already a couple of years. I'll be honest with you. The SAT's is not embossed. So, I would say it's also depends on uh, the scores that you're going to get on the SAT exam, right? It's not just the fact that we need to provide an exam, because in our admission team, we work so well with the, your local curriculum at CBSE, for example. When a student completed IB, we can accept different curriculums and we don't have a mandatory requirement of SAT, because SAT shows us, of course, some capabilities of the student, but we look at the overall score. If it's competitive, it's worth submitting and worth trying. But even the full funded scholarship, it's really hard to get up at the grad and rep level. I would say PhD, like doctoral level students, when you are involved in the certain research and you can demonstrate that you have certain maybe thesis proposal. That's something that I've seen more often. For undergraduate students, my recommendation is focus on your academics, your exams, of course, because that's the key to your success to get into the university.
Right.
So that English proficiency test score, then your college essay, that's one of the components that we also take into consideration, but it's assessing students' profile for scholarship opportunities.
Okay, right. So, does your university accept a SAT or you are providing the waiver for that?
We provided waivers for SAT exam that's not mandatory, and it doesn't affect the scholarship process for our students, because we can we look at the at other component of application.
Wow. Okay, now the question is that what other component you are looking in international students? Like you are looking at the statement of purpose, maybe you are looking at the letter of recommendation, you are looking at resume, maybe English proficiency test or the that rights percentage. Like what are the parameters you are looking when you are giving admission to the undergraduate students, and what would be the criteria of getting scholarship at UMass Boston?
Right. So, as a public research university, the only one in Boston, so we do have that opportunity to support students like for its serious profile with a scholarship opportunity. So we look at your academics first of all, so that's important. 10 language Hedgewell's predicted grade. So we'll look at the English proficiency test because that's mandatory, and that's how SAT is waived. If you have an SAT, and which is like above like 1250, 1300, you can submit it to us as well for the assessment. But also a very important piece of your application process for the scholarship will be your college essay or your essay piece, stated with the purpose, where you need to talk a little bit more about your personality, about your goals, about your extracurricular activities, because that's an important part of the application for us to understand you better and also understand your field of interest, and then how we match each other, right? So the school versus your profile, if we can help you achieve your goals, and that will be pretty much the decision making factors. So academics, English, and essays.
Okay.
That's supportive for us.
Okay. Now I have another question on the same things, right? Essay or statement of purpose. What are the common three mistakes students are doing when they are preparing the SOP? Because in your life you might have seen lots and lots of SOP. What are the common mistakes students are making? Because we want to give this information to all the students that just avoid this mistake, because you are submitting wrong SOPs with the different university SOP. Let's hear from the expert. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's a great point, Darshan. And this is the one I actually seen many times with students like apply to multiple universities, which I understand, right? So I mean, I want to have you want to have options, but I've seen, SOPs that, were directed to a different school. And there's a pattern, admission officer who open the essay and I see a different school on the top of the page. That's strict. No. Right. So be unique, put some effort into it, put some personalization. Don't use the AI tool to write it as well, because that's gonna be spoiled as well by the admission team, like things like the that that you can copy into your SOP. It might be easily identified with another student's SOPs as well. So be unique again. Put some time a little bit. If you need some consultation, there are great people, experts, who can guide you the structure of that as well. What to include, like open a paragraph, what you need to put there, like the main then idea, that, and then you can come to a conclusion. So that could be a very good, plan, or like.
So students, if you are doing this mistake, just try to avoid it. If you need extra help, comment SOP into chat box, and I will provide you a template which we keep for the reference. What are the things you can include in the statement of purpose, and what are the things you don't have to include in your statement of purpose. Now going forward regarding the undergraduate program, okay, what are the three common mistakes students are doing while they are selecting the undergraduate program at your university?
I think, like many times I've seen students just interested in their CS4, right? Like, great. So CS obviously is a great field, but when I start this conversation and I ask students like, what are you planning to do? Right? Like, what you actually like? And do you like coding, or do you like maybe, like actually, get your hands, dirty and start working. It was like, hardware. Maybe, like again, after those conversations, it turns out that the CS is not maybe the right fit for the student, but then, it's more like electrical engineering and a computer engineering, even like mechanical engineers would really, want to keep aerospace, but they only get the opportunities that and an investment that going on into that field as well. So this is the most common mistake, and nothing, it's not no one to blame, to be honest, because it's sort of like it's a both sides. I do see, we talk to you, we give you some, we give you the options about the tracks and the degrees. We explain you the courses that are available, and be curious. I always tell the students, go onto the university website. Like, we have 100+ majors. I can't remember all of them. On the top of my head, concentrations or the areas of interest that every major can unlock for you within this, the minors as well. So in the US, you can combine both. You cash it with sort of like, practical mindset, and this is the thing, that's many students after this conversation, maybe, like information systems better or me, because it's not
Analytics is
or analytics, business within the business application rather than, like the machine learning and the software. So that's an important conversation. I think moving forward, it's going to be even more and more in focus there. So because that also comes that towards the end of your journey, almost before you arrive, when you go to your peace interview, and you can also speak freely and confidently, about the choice of your mate.
Yes, right, right. Now I had a question. Now the question is about like a deadline, right? Like, do you what is the deadline of applying to UMass Boston for fall 2025?
Great question. And again, I'll give you, the priority deadline because there's lots of work behind the priority deadline, and it's not just because you don't overthought. This is the right. I don't know. This is the right number to tell. That's the deadline, which is out of nowhere. No, there's lots of analytics behind the priority deadline. So February 28th is our priority deadline for the fall applications, right? For the scholarship opportunities, which we can also assess in, the admission process. You submit your application. So the February 28th, again, is the deadline that came as the result of our analytics work behind that. With our team also would we analyze lots of the thousands of students application, and the moment of time when they applied, when then they provided their enrollment deposit, I traded documents, prepared for the visa interview, got their visa. So because that's just the first step towards your journey, make an application, get your offer letter, learn to connect with our team, is on campus team. Just talk about your major in more details, or that you clear all your doubts, your concerns, and then proceed with your enrollment state. So the stages, and that you have your I-20 as sooner the better, as soon as possible. So because that's the application deadline will impact your visa application, your status here. That's very important bit. So February 28th. So make sure you get in touch.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's the priority deadline. And what will be the normal deadline? Like, you will accept application till end of the May, or maybe end of the April. Like what? Like maybe comes a couple of students have, or maybe they change the mind after.
The official university deadline you can also find always at our website, and that's like that will be quite late, Or official deadlines usually like May or June, even like UMass Boston has a great point with that as well. So your classes, for example, also start towards the end of August, beginning of September. September 1st was our first day of the class last year. So it's a good leading time again. The time is now, but you will also have that sort of like comfort zone with us, where that we can support you with that any documents, like any guidance on the documents to submit if you need like little baby extension and things like that. So we will be able to help you with that.
I want everyone to listen this. The question is, there is lots of misconception in parents as well as students that if that kid's studying in 12th, they cannot apply for the admissions. Can you give us a real truth? Because there is I think it's a false information that if you're studying at 12th, you can't apply to US. You need to have a final mark sheet, final percentage, and then after you can apply to USL. Student and parents, this is for you. You need to listen this, because this is the amazing information that I know this is the secret will change your mindset about applying after 12th or apply during the 12th. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. And I guess if you're in your 12, that's the time to apply, because what we need is 10, 11, and your predicted grade. So we don't need the final worksheet. So for you to apply, and moreover, you get your final one so month of June. Yes, and that's gonna be very late and close to the intake. You're gonna miss the intake then, and then you have a gap. Yes, of after your high school, which is not the ideal scenario for the undergrad students. So it's better to plan it in advance. That you apply right now, and you go right after your high school. Like once you finish, you've got your final mark sheets, you take them with you, you arrive on campus, you hand it over to your student's office, and that's it. And you start your classes and they are always.
Right. This is the crazy tips. You all shall love it. What are the three mistakes students are doing while they are applying to your university? And what are the three mistakes they are doing?
So the mistake, like sometimes in the admission process, like the wrong SOP or like a wrong major, which is not your fault, but because we can all sort of correct it, but better earlier connect with us, always ask questions, right? So no question is the bad question. That's our rule. The deadlines, that's also misconceptions. Like, sometimes when you say the priority deadline, but when I mention, oh, there is still like, if you need after the priority deadline, we can look at some, options for you still to submit your documents, but it's like, oh, I have lots of time, then Miss Julia, why you telling me this is the deadline when I saw it on my offer letter or saw it on the website that this is the final official deadline, which is correct. We always saw this. There is official deadline, but there is a priority deadline, and it has been introduced for a certain reason, again, to help you be on track. Because and then the last mistake, also not last, but like there are few, right, which is just like giving some the most common examples. So because we don't want students to rush. How many students also like reach out to me like in the month of June, close to July, and say like, I have this grade, I have that, I want to apply, I want a scholarship as well, but there are only certain things that we can't do for you, and there is a certain time, and that's the thing, that's there are the chances are, probably in the month of June or July, that we won't be able to do much, because also universities tell us in the university team, my team also tell us, or IPS team, those who are in charge of that twin, is like, what are the chances for these kids to get at least appointment, booked up, and that comes to the university like exactly on time, for their classes.
You and now you're gonna want to hear this, all students, about the scholarship. Now, always confusion. When you apply and get the admissions, at the same time the student receive the scholarship later, or maybe after 1 week or 2 week or 3 week they will receive the scholarship later, because after getting admissions, students and parents are chasing us like, very scholarship might be like other students got the scholarship in the same admissions list, did not have the scholarship. What is the real truth and what is the real information regarding the UMass Boston?
Exactly, because every university is different with the process, but with UMass Boston, again, you are in good hands, believe me. That's the reason, we admitted here. Like, luckily, again, quite often, that we interact with Darshan. But with UMass Boston, it's simple. You submit your academic documents, and we will finish the process in one click, in one application. So there is no separate application. The only thing, you need to do is make sure you know your admission status. That's important. That's why keep in touch with your consultancy. Answer their calls, right? If any emails as well from our campus team. So, again, the right time to ask question and to request the scholarship, because we assess your application during the admission process for the scholarship opportunities as well. But it's not like that we issue offer letters, or scholarship letter alongside with them offer letter. So you go to your admission letter, you just need to let us know that you want to confirm your scholarship opportunities. So either for your consultancy, or if you received any email from us, congratulations of your admission or webinar invitation to come and interact with us. So do reply to those, and you can, confirm the scholarship opportunities before you arrive and before you actually start getting mobile.
Was that's a fantastic information, because as a counselor we are, and as owner of the consultancy, we are getting lots of question from the students and parents about the scholarship. But I think you have cleared it very well. I think it's going to help not entire ideal consultancy people or the owner, because they are getting this kind of question each and every day. So thank you so much for giving the answer. Now if we let's talk about the PG program. Myself is a graduate program. Like everyone from India like to go to US for PG, right? As a PG is a master program. Now, the first question: what is English language requirement for PG at UMass Boston?
Well, we have different graduate programs, but I'll give you an example based on the 6 most popular programs that we have. And the great thing is, the majority of our grad programs with that within this category are STEM approved. And they're again very, very popular, high demand programs in business analytics, information technology, finance, accounting. These are the STEM approved program, an MBA program, which is not STEM, but it has a fantastic, again, degree structure and the cost flexibility. So for the college and management program, our English proficiency test requirement is 6.5 in IELTS, or equivalent. Like if you're looking at TOEFL is 90, the 100 at $10 equal, BCOM academic, ITEP exam, we can also check. And those, the requirements also mention it, we accept those exams as well. The great thing is like I get computer science program, which is STEM approved, and it's a very old program at the university. It has a theoretical and applied electives, very good focus on software engineering. So it only requires 605.
Okay, only 6 of my years
And 79 on TOEFL and 105 to
for computer science.
for computer science and this.
Okay, the students, if you are doing a Bachelor of Computer Science in India, Bachelor of Information Technology in India, and if you like to apply to UMass Master, the IELTS requirement is 6.0 for this particular program. Do they require GRE for the admission?
Depends on the program. Breaking about the College of Management, Business Analytics and AT program provide the GRE waiver, but it's based on the academics. So students need to demonstrate like CGPA above 7.2, for example. The minimum CGPA is 6.75.
If you are studying Bachelor of Computer Science in India, if you are studying Bachelor of Information Technology, this is must watch read for you, or this is a must watch podcast for you, because I am going to ask the patient to Julia that whether you must poster accepting what is the IELTS requirement for Master of Computer Science at UMass Boston.
So IELTS requirement for computer science program is only 6. 6 overall, no sub-score criteria, or you can submit the equivalent as well at 79 TOEFL, 105 dual equal. PTE would be accepted as well, and ITEP exams.
Yeah, item is expert. And how about GRE? Do the student require GRE to get admission into the UMass Boston, or what is the requirement for that?
For computer science program, the GRE is required. It's mandatory. It's actually a very good thing as well, because looking ahead, like looking at your studies as a study plan, as the business plan almost, right, to make it successful. So the GRE will put you in a very advanced position at UMass Boston with some research projects, research opportunities, like the visa interview also might be some bit that help that as well. So some data, like we were talking with Darshan about this a lot today, so about the visa success rate. So might be also that competitive GRE score will have a positive impact on the visa interview. So but GRE requirement overall, we don't have a like the required score overall could be 300, let's say. I would say I've seen 300 and above 306, but the most important part for the computer science department sits with the quant. So quantity needs to be 155, okay, 155 and above.
Okay, great. I think there's a great information. So if you like to apply to computer science in UMass Boston, comment UMass Boston to chat box, and we will provide you entire detail, and you will make sure that you will get the good amount of scholarship. Now, the biggest question, and students and parents, you need to listen this, because in India, lots of people are doing 15 years of education. That's meant the BCA, BSc IT, BSc Data Science. I think all those programs are 15 years of educations. Does UMass Master accept 15 years of education?
And the great answer is that our gift, and the great news I'll win today, yes, we do. And it's actually, it's just, I'll add a little bit of history here that if you apply through the Common App, I think with the 15 years of education, it might not go through. But if you apply through our trusted trussery, so there's an agreement that we have in place with UMass Boston, where we indicate the entry requirements, localized entry requirements based on the university categories in India, because you have so many, right, in the country. And So with that sort of setup, we do accept 15 years of education. So 3 years bachelor's degrees, it's accepted. So when you apply through our
Wow. And like if the students have BSc IT, and if they would like to go to the information technology and business analytics master's program, can you tell the requirement? Because we are counseling lots of students who would like to go to the business analytics program,
Wow.
information system program, and coming from the PCA and BSc IT background. Does they require GRE for this program, like information technology and business analytics?
In fact, the IT program at UMass Boston could be very interested in substitute or like an option, sorry, not substitute, you're an option for the students interested in computer science, but those one who are not keen on getting the given the GRE, for example, due to the multiple reasons, right? But IT program has a GRE waiver based on your academics. So what we need to see is your consolidated worksheet, let's say. So the CGPA requirement will be above 7.2, but for the GRE waivers. But IT program also has a concentration in cybersecurity, which might be of an interest for you if you are not ready to give GRE and go for computer science field. So business analytics and IT program, those are two had the GRE waiver. Finance, STEM approved, accounting program, STEM.
Yeah, okay. The student, if you like to apply, if you have done BSc IT in India, BCA in India, which is Superior of Education, and if you like to apply to US, Master of Information Technology, Master of Business Analytics with 6.5 IELTS, UMass Boston is the best option because GRE waiver is also available. Comment UMass Boston into chat box and they will provide you entire detail. Now, this is the must. This is a must absorb, I can say, about okay, how I can frame it. But if you have done Bachelor of Commerce in India, and if you have done Bachelor of Business Administration in India, mainly you have completed their chartered accountancy first level, and if you are planning to study in USA, specifically UMass Boston, which teach program they can select, and also let me know whether it is STEM approved or not.
Oh, that's a great question. And I was almost very started answering this, but it's a good one. Thank you, Darshan, because we have two fantastic programs that provides opportunities for students with that background to apply. They both STEM. So it's an accountancy program and a finance firm. So then them two have a different focus, of course. With the finance program, it will be focused on general finance portfolio, investment techniques, investment portfolio. Accountancy program is more focused on towards the accounting principles, right? So you will be also specialized at that, and if you if you are already have certain backgrounds from India, you're more than welcome to apply to either of them. So we have course description, specializations available, real affiliations of this program, accreditation of, and the both programs do not require you.
Wow, the GI is not required in Master of Finance and Master of Accounting program, and I know it's a STEM designated program.
STEM designated program, both of them.
Wow, that means you will get a 36 month of optional practical training. That means it's a 3 years of work permit. What are you waiting for, that students? If you have done BBA, BCOM in India and are planning to study in USA, comment USA into chat box and we will provide you entire detail. This is the fantastic program, and the future is all about financial technology, financial analysis, and the accounting. Now the question is about requirement of this course. Means what is the language requirement for this course?
So for these two programs, 6.5 on IELTS. So don't worry, no subscript criteria or any other exam that is equivalent of 6.5 on IELTS.
And just tell me, like, how much scholarship you can offer to the good and real good candidate.
We do have, quite a good opportunities with UMass Boston. They match, accredited departments. Like the scope of the scholarship is really, really good. So it's many students with me that I've been working with, we're receiving up to like $4,000 within 2 years of their education. Which is, again, you might think, oh, can I get more? That depends. You need to always look at the overall costs or versus, like compare the university that you choose and look at the overall cost versus the scholarship, the cost after the scholarship, right? And the opportunities, of course. If you're looking at the, location better than Boston, I don't know, like this is in on the East Coast. Boston has a very interesting tech scene right now. Oh, you said that.
The students, if you are looking at the $5,000 scholarship, you must Boston is the best option, and the Master of Finance, Master of Accounting is must go program for you. If you want more information, you have to comment USA in the chat box, and we will provide entire detail. Now, each and every students getting confused about visa.
Visa.
Now, visa is a big word nowadays in India about regarding to US, and there is a Trump 2.0 as well.
Correct.
Now,
Yes.
as you are living in USA, what's your perspective? Like lots of people are getting afraid that in Trump 2.0, the students visa will not be there, or maybe they will deport students. What is the fact? And can you give an idea to all the viewers what is immigrant, what is non-immigrant, and what is immigration? What is non-immigrant and immigrant? Yeah.
You're very important. And the good thing is all about this that that we've already been there, right? So it's a 2.0 version, and we sort of like know what to expect. And there are a couple of different factors that we also need to look at, and that's why we have the whole team that works with them and us, because these days when we talk to students, parents, and we're gonna hold a couple of webinars as well talking about their policy updates, for students, visa preparations for students as well. That's something that we provide to support you, with the latest changes in the process. But if you look at the data, and you can see it at the like for example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, like open door reports, it actually shows you that with the Trump presidency, their international students numbers were rising.
Yes.
His Trump is he is the businessman. He lets the economy going up, right? So, and that's the reason it's thing that shows as a positive indication in international student mobility, international students tracks is
Quite. I think thank you so much for providing this amazing information, because whenever parents and students are coming to us for counseling, they're always getting afraid about this term 2.0. But I think you have cleared and all the doubts for the students who are coming for study in USA. Now the question is coming to visa. What are the top 3 mistakes students are making while they are preparing for US student visa interview?
Well, again, I've been also part of that. Some of the students' visa interview preparations at the past as well. So I was actually connecting with the students, roughly like to provide more information about the university, so then build that knowledge and confidence with the students. So know the program you applied for, know your university. Be very much in touch with your consultant about your visa application form, because you need to know every line, right? And when you finalize your admission with your consultancy or the university side, also be sure that you follow the right approaches for you, the right pathway with your university, because these days the genuine, the true student profile will be the one that will go to the United States. But for the US, the genuine student's profile, meaning that you clearly know your academic goals, your university your profile matches the university profile. So you know the major, you can understand that, and you know the visa application form and form. So it's not like that you involved with that as well. So be again active. Make sure that you will participate in the visa interview preparation with our team, because we have different teams with different experiences. Those who work on the consulate side, and those who work with that, work students on a daily basis and train them or provide them okay to use an opportunity to talk through every concern and every doubt.
Wow, wow. Student, you need to listen this. One advice you can give to the students who are planning for university visa interview, what things they need to take care when they are preparing for the visa interview for next intake, and how they can be having a clear understanding, like what are the things they have to do during the visa interview, and what are the things they don't have to do the visa interview.
That's right. So the first thing is the timeline. Let's make sure that you get your I-20s in hand by April. So that's one important thing, because again, based on the data that we've seen, that's the right time for you to start preparing for your visa interview. So having your I-20s already in hand, meaning that you're finalizing university. You're finalizing university or suddenly, right? So get your I-20 and then start preparing, doing a bit of a research, on the program, the profiles, the department, the faculty stuff and things like that. And also be transparent and don't be shy to talk about sort of the things like financial, for example, because that's an important part of the immigration process as well, right? Every university has that certain requirements so to show on the I-20 request form, and that will be also part of the might be part of the visa interview. So things like that, time the preparation with your I-20 documents at your admission, and then we can have couple of mock visa interviews. Things that you should not be doing, like switching off and saying we put in everything, extra work on your consultants, which are very important people in this process. But you need to be involved as well.
Right.
That's the important.
That's a great piece of advice for all the students